Hello and welcome to Warping Brick. This video is resuming where my previous JNSQ Duna mission video left off, where, as you can see, we are performing the burn to escape Duna. It was a pretty long burn, but yeah, the craft is heading away from Duna, and at this point, I'm extremely concerned about how this is gonna go because the Delta V seems a bit low, and also the life support resources also are getting a bit low. However, there's really nothing I can do other than just fly the mission as is. Any other way, and I won't be able to return to Kerbin. So a quick mid-course correction you saw there. Another one as we're approaching Kerbin. And we've run out of monopropellant, so I'm not going to do an EVA to inspect the engine. And so we're performing our first orbital insertion burn, actually our second. And so it's important to get the craft below the inner radiation belt, as I don't want to fry my Kerbals. And now, Delta V is running low, so I have the engineer go on an EVA and remove the antenna. And also this nitrogen tank, because we don't need them now, and it's extra weight we can get rid of. And there actually was some more propellant left, which I used to have another EVA to remove some more parts. And now it's essential that I can get this craft, I can get its apoapsis below the inner radiation belt, as if I can't, yeah, my crew are dead. Yeah, well, things don't go exactly to plan. You'll see that pretty soon. This is a shorter video, as there wasn't much footage to cover. And this entire time I'm checking how much monopropellant I have, trying to not use too much of it. And I actually did a quick RCS burn to lower my periapsis to make maximum use of the O-berth effect. And the engine runs out of fuel, and the apoapsis is not below the inner radiation belt. And so, so the craft I was going to use to recover the crew would be my standard mini space shuttle. However, that doesn't have the Delta V. So I put it on one of the rockets used to launch the fuel tanks in the tug for the mothership and booster separation. And this thing, it has way too much Delta V. This does mean I'm able to get to a rendezvous with the craft before the crew dies from radiation. So you saw the fairing deployment and stage separation. And just with 2 maneuvers, I'm able to get an encounter with the target craft. Here's the second. And so yeah, I wasn't efficient at all with these maneuvers. Again, way too much Delta V. I just had to get to a craft as fast as possible. And in just over an hour, we're already rendezvousing with the mothership. And I tried to use that upper stage for as much of the maneuvers as possible. And as you saw, I had a maneuver plotted so I'd know when to start my burn to kill off my relative velocity. Now I'm burning towards the target. And at this point, I'm going to adjust in that upper stage, as it's no longer needed. And for some reason, during the docking, there's some very noticeable roll oscillations that occurred. And there was some difficulty getting the final docking. But once that's achieved, the crew can transfer into the mini shuttle. And again, using a free IVA. And we can undock. And I'm going to use the RCS to get the aircraft a bit more separated. And now a maneuver to lower our apoapsis. And at this point I was able to plot a deorbit burn, and I was trying to aim for the Kerbal Space Center. I don't think I've ever been able to land this at the Kerbal Space Center. I've always undershot. So adjusting the fuel and normal re-entry procedure. Also, yeah, I have some shots with the UI enabled because I didn't really. Well, I was rushing to get this video done, so I didn't care about getting the cinematic shots with the UI off. And so the re-entry heating is starting to subside, and I've undershot again. Yeah, So, well, I'm definitely going to be redesigning this shuttle and I'm going to replace it with something better, which is definitely going to be a video fairly soon. But yeah, I never was able to fly this thing correctly. Another example of that is this landing. A bit rough, and it tips over, and yeah. But the crew survived and are able to take a nice picture in front of the wreckage of their space plane. So yeah, that concludes this, I guess, mini-series. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye.